I'm trying to hold on to her soul, but she just wanna go. Like it.
What is up, guys? My name is Miss Mercè with a dash, and I'm back with another video. Today, I'm going to be talking about something very deep, sensitive. It's a very serious subject, not just for me, but in general. It's pretty, you know, it's pretty deep. So thinking about it makes me want to cry, but I'm hoping that I won't cry. Before we get into it, just remember to like, subscribe, comment, turn on your post notification bells. Sorry, my allergies are still acting up. I don't know what's happening. Maybe I've been inside for too long. Featuring Zoe, because Zoe is a big factor in this. I just want to start by saying anybody that has depression or has been depressed, battles depression, it's a long fight, it's a hard fight, but you gotta remember to keep fighting. You have to remember to keep fighting, because it's serious, you know, and it's really like a moment in time that turns into forever. It is literally like, it feels like forever when it's happening, but it's not even forever. It could be like 10 minutes that you're going through something, but that 10 minutes feels like a lifetime. You just have to figure out how to deal with it within those 10 minutes as it's like passing through. It's like a contraction. You know, you get a contraction and it lasts for like however so many minutes, whatever, and then it kind of goes away, and you know, and they tell you breathe through it or whatever it is. It's kind of the same thing with depression a lot of times. I can't really speak for people that I would say are depressed like all the time, like 24/7, but I just speak for me, because I know mine is like a come and go situation, and like I said, it's like a moment that just feels like forever, like literally. So I just want to start when I was in middle school, basically when it did start, and I think it's because of like things that was happening at home that like kind of triggered it, because I was like, why is all this craziness? Like, it's like, I don't get it, you know, like I shouldn't be like, I should just be like relaxing and stuff like that, not going through all these hurdles. I didn't understand why like a kid like me was like having all these challenges. And basically led me to depression. I got depressed and stuff like that. And I don't want you guys to think that, oh, I wasn't depressed. I thought I was depressed, but I was just sad. I wasn't just sad. You're not just sad if you like think about killing yourself. That's not, you're no longer sad. Like sad is like, oh, I'm bummed, like, you know, that's not what it was. I was more like, what the hell? I don't like this. I don't like my life. I don't want to be here. I want to run away. I don't know what to do. I need help. Nobody's on my side. Like that was no longer sad. I was depressed. Like I was depressed. I was trying to figure out ways how to kill myself. I was cutting myself. I was smoking. I was drinking. Not saying that smoking and drinking is a problem. I mean, smoking is a problem. You can't, like, you know, because it's going to lead to lung cancer and stuff like that. But I'm kind of an advocate of weed. It's a natural herb, so I mean, I don't see the problem. Now the problem is when it becomes an addiction, you know, when you smoke it obsessively. Now it's like, all right, I got a problem with smoking because it's an addiction, right? But I was smoking, I was drinking, like I was literally smoking stuff I had no business smoking. I was smoking cigarettes, I was smoking blacks, I was smoking like literal paper, like lined graph paper, like just, you know, like being reckless. And I, in my opinion, I didn't have nobody to like talk to or go through it with me. Like I didn't have nobody, so it was just me fighting myself and like my demons. You get what I'm saying? And again, this was middle school. Middle school, I was probably what, like 13, 14, I want to say, probably. I was probably around that age. And lucky for me, I ended up finding a counselor to speak to at my school. But I was kind of hesitant in what I told her, because I'm like you're an adult, like you could probably like tell on me and stuff like that. You get what I'm saying? And I kind of did have a situation like that, but I'm not gonna speak on that. But I did have a situation where she kind of, in my opinion, snitched on me, but she was just doing her job. So I get where, I understand that, but at the same time, I didn't need somebody that I couldn't hold back from. I needed somebody that I could speak to genuinely, like without no problems. And in that situation, that wasn't that person, because that person was a mandated reporter, so she was, obligated to report, certain things that I was saying. So that wasn't good for me. I needed a friend, you know what I'm saying? I really needed a friend. So transitioning into high school, I was still like, going through depression and stuff like that. And my parents didn't know, no family members knew, because again, like I didn't say nothing to them. I didn't like, I wasn't comfortable at all talking to nobody in my family, because it was like, they probably just gonna look at me like, okay, like what? Like I didn't think that like my problem would be, I didn't think they would understand my problem. I didn't feel that they would. And going into high school, I was still going through depression and stuff, and I probably wasn't cutting myself as much as I was in middle school, but I still was. It just wasn't as crazy or like as frequent and stuff like that. I think because I got older and I kind of realized how to deal with it and stuff like that. And backtracking in middle school, I did try to commit suicide. I don't remember how many times. I want to say it was like 3 times probably, and nothing worked. So I was just like, all right. I kind of took it for a sign, like if it's not working, it's not working for a reason. God probably still wants me here, so let me try to relax and try to just push through everything that I have to go through. And so with high school, when I was in high school, I actually ended up with somebody, with a very close friend, which was also like a brother to me. I considered him my brother, like, and people really thought we were brother and sister, because they started saying like we look alike and stuff. But I never like didn't claim him. I never said like he's not blood. Oh, it's just like I call him my brother, but he not my, like I really said like that's my brother. You know what I'm saying? I always said that's my brother from another mother, but that's my brother. That's what I always said. And he was the one that helped me through like a lot of those like situations. Like whenever something happened, I would call him on the spot, and like he would never fail to pick up. Like he would pick up and he'll listen, all that stuff. To the point sometimes it'll be so bad, he's like, you know what, we can't talk on the phone. Like I'm coming over, I'm coming. And he would sit on the stairs and we would talk, and he would listen to me talk for like hours and just give me advice and stuff like that. And that's literally what I was looking for in high school. Like if I had that in high school, I think it wouldn't have been so like as bad as it was. And I think I probably wouldn't still be going through it the way that I do. But he was there. He helped me a lot through all of that. Like tremendously. And it was easier for me to cope with it, because as soon as I did realize I was like in a deep depression, I would call him, and from talking that out, whatever, it would go away, you know what I'm saying? And I'll be more relaxed, more at ease, opposed to like I'm going through it alone. I don't have no one to talk to, that type of thing. So after high school, I went to live with my dad in Texas, and that friend had also graduated and stuff like that, and he kind of was no longer there for me to talk to. I don't remember how, but I know we lost like contact and stuff like that. I went to college. I mean, he went to college. I was in Texas and stuff like that. And from there, when I was in Texas, I know, and when I was in Texas during the end of my high school, I know I was going through it sometimes, but it wasn't as crazy as before, because I didn't really have like, I didn't really have a reason to be depressed. I didn't have something that triggered me to be depressed while I was in Texas. So I wasn't, you know, I was Texas was like a getaway. That's the best way I can explain it. It's like a getaway. It's like a whole nother world. It's because it's completely different from Florida and stuff like that. After Texas, when I came back to Miami for college, I don't remember having a lot of depression. I don't remember it being too crazy anymore. I know I did have my times, and in those times I kind of more so cried it out, and then it was a done deal. Or like the music I would listen to. I know I was depressed after a breakup that I had. It was a long breakup. It was a long relationship that I had, and I know I kind of had a depression during that time. It wasn't too crazy, but it was like, and I know like, I think I had one night in specific that I was kind of like drinking heavy to try to like, I guess, numb the pain, I would say. But that was about it. And then I went into a deep depression again when I had a change in my life where my dad actually married someone and got a new wife that I was having issues with. And that situation, it was a lot going on in that situation, and I just felt like, you know, I wasn't being heard and stuff like that. And all over again, I felt alone and those type of things, and depression hit. So it was actually not the last time that I went to Texas, but the time before that. So the last time was in November, and the time before that, I believe, was around July. I want to say it was sometime like before my birthday. I was there, and a situation happened, and that put me in a deep, deep, deep depression. The last time I was depressed like that was in middle school, and again, middle school was the worst that it ever was. So I was there, and I was in my room, and I was by myself, and I was thinking about the situation, and I was just kind of going crazy in my mind. And I was reaching out to help. I reached out to my stepmom for help. I reached out to my boyfriend for help, and I wasn't getting the help that I was like needing. I wasn't getting those words. Oh, I think I'm about to cry. I wasn't the words of like, not sorry, I'm cracking my knuckles, of I guess not just encouragement, but just like the words of somebody like being there, like needing someone at the moment. Like they weren't giving that to me, so I felt alone again, like, you know, the deep depression in middle school. And then I felt like helpless, I felt worthless, I felt like I couldn't fix the situation that I had. I felt like there was no other route but dying. So I was thinking about all these different things, and it's like one side of me on one shoulder was like telling me like, you got it, this and that, and the other side was telling me like, well, you can try to hang yourself, you can try to jump out this window, you can try to hold your breath in the tub, you can even try to cut your wrist and stay in the tub, Like that's literally what it was. So I was fighting like that side for the whole day. To get through it, I cried, and I remember vividly. It was about 3 hours straight. Like I cried for 3 hours straight, fighting these thoughts. For 3 hours straight, I was crying non-stop, like just like back and forth like this, like rolling in my bed, because I was trying not to like feed into those thoughts. And when I tell you, I was in my room, in my bed for that whole day, and then like nobody, like this is the thing about feeling alone. Like you really are like alone. Nobody came upstairs to check on me. Nobody came upstairs to see if I'm good. Nobody came upstairs. Like nobody called me. Nobody texted me to check on me. Like it was literally just me and my thoughts. Nobody was there. Nobody. So that was the worst that it gotten since middle school last year, because we're in 2020. So that was 2019 of like July. And like I said, I just cried the whole time to get myself through that situation. After I stopped crying, I actually fell asleep. I cried myself literally to sleep. Like I cried so much that I just kind of passed out but fell asleep. And when I did wake up, I had a much more clearer head, and I was able to figure out how I was going to deal with the situation that I was struggling with. And I had found a solution. And looking back, I was like, in that moment, like in the moment, literal in the moment when I was looking back, I was like, wow, like I wasn't able to find a solution, which was an easy solution in that moment of time. But that's because I was so depressed. I was so like, oh my God, life is over and stuff. I couldn't think. So that's how I dealt with that situation. And when I came back home, when I came back to Miami, I was like, I can't be alone anymore the way that I was when I was in Texas. So that's where Zoe comes in. I've been wanting a dog, but I never knew what kind of dog. I never knew like, you know, where to really go. I knew they were expensive and stuff like that. And I was following the dog shelter app, like the Miami-Dade shelter dog, something like that. And they were having something, I forgot the name of it. It's like clear out day or like no dog, something about like basically clearing out the shelter of the dogs that they had. So I went that day. It was a day where they were giving out free dogs, and basically if they're not spayed or neutered, you have to come back and you pay a $50 fee that is like refundable after you get the process done. So I brought her back to get her spayed and neutered, got the $50 back, whatever. And if the dog was already spayed and neutered, you don't have to worry about it. You basically walk out with a free dog. So when I went there with the intention of getting a smaller dog, because I've had this dog before, and it was a Jack Russell. That's the dog. I went there to get a Jack Russell mix, right? But apparently those smaller dogs were at a different location, but I didn't know that. So I was at the location that had some small dogs, but more so like medium and like larger dogs. And all the small dogs that I did see, I wasn't interested in them. I was like, that's not the dog that I'm looking for, and so on and so forth. And I was probably there for like a good 2 hours, like going back and forth into the rooms and the kennels, looking at the same dogs over and over again. And like, I'm like, I can't leave here without a dog. Like, I drove all this way. The dog is free today. Like, I can't leave here without a dog. Especially because I came to get a dog so that I could have like a companion, so I don't feel alone. I don't feel lonely, because like that depression that I had, I was like, that was terrible. Like, it's like 10 years later and I'm still going through the same like depression, and I thought I beat the stage where it was gonna be that deep ever again. but I didn't because it was still, you know, it still happened again. So I'm like, I have to leave here with the dog. And the funny thing is, I seen her online, but I didn't pay no mind to her. And she was there at the shelter, and I seen her a couple times, probably 3-4 times. And over time, like, you know, people were getting dogs left and right. So now it was like only a couple dogs left. And I see her, and I'm like, I seen her like 4 times already. I'm like, you're still here? Like, I thought somebody would have got you already, you know? Because again, I'm not looking for a big dog, I'm looking for a small dog. So I'm like, no one still took you? Like, you're so cute, like you're cute and stuff like that. And a coincidence, her name was Zoe, and my sister's name is Zoe. I just became a big sister, and her name was Zoe. And I'm like, is this really a coincidence that you're like the only dog left and your name is Zoe? I don't think this is a coincidence, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna take a chance on you. You're coming home with me, you know? So to be honest with you guys, since she's been here, I've felt a lot better. I've felt a lot happier. I've been like not as lazy. I've been not as sad. Like when I do get sad, I'll talk to her, and just like the way she looks at me, her facial expressions and stuff like that, it's either funny or like just so adorable. So I completely forget about what I was even sad about, and like I'll hug her and stuff like that. And the thing that also helps me is, being that she came from the shelter, she was actually a stray. And when we first got her, I realized she went through a lot of stuff. Like she's traumatized. I don't know by what, but she's actually traumatized. So certain things I would do, like hover over her, she would be scared of that. When I put my hand over her, she would be scared. Like a lot of things she'll be scared of. Now she's comfortable. Like she wouldn't even sit on the couch before. Like how she's relaxed right now, she would not do this at all. And now she lets me hug her and stuff like that. So when I'm feeling a little sad, like, you know, I hug her and that helps me. But I also know that she's, I would say, I might sound crazy, I don't know, but she's like the little doggy version of me. So it's like me hugging myself. It just really helps me. So she plays a lot into this, and she's the reason, hi my Zoe, she's the reason why it's been a lot better. And I had went to counseling again, and that made things a lot better as well. And I just feel like if it wasn't for her, I probably would have ended up in a deep depression again, and she makes it less likely to happen, in my opinion. So, you know, God forbid if anything was to happen to her, I would probably be in a deep depression. Like, I love her to the moon and back. And I'm pretty sure she does too. She just doesn't know how to say it. But a lot of things she does, I realize that, you know, she cares for me too. When she licks me and looks at me and comes sniffs me, and it might come off and look like she's being annoying, but it's really all love. That's what I wanted to say about, you know, me battling depression. And again, to anybody that is going through it, keep fighting. Put up a good fight. Even though you're alone, like I could say I was alone, and I have addressed my depression to kind of a number of family members, and I don't think they took it as serious as I would like them to. But I mean, the good thing is I'm still here. I'm still fighting, you know, and I think it's a fight that's gonna be a fight for the rest of my life. And as long as I know how to deal with it, I think I'll be pretty fine. So, you know, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for continuing to support. You know, continue to subscribe, like, comment down below, share this video. This video deserves to be shared because it's a very serious, you know, subject, serious matter. And yeah guys, I'll be back with more videos. Zoe, can you tell them bye? Come sit. She's being lazy. Come sit. See, you too comfortable. That's your problem. Come sit. Not paw, sit. Come. Zoe. Come on. There you go. Wait, no, sit. See how she's like timid? No, sit. Sit for the people. No, sit. Sit. Good girl. No. Come on. Come on. Put your head up. Come on. Sit. Sit. Head up. Zoe. All right. Clearly it's not going to work. So you're spoiled. You know that? All right. Bye, guys. Later.